Jay, drop me a beat. Drop me like a house beat.
Keep
that beat going. Oh yeah, don't stop the beat. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good beat. Metaphiles, episode 63. It's a podcast that talks to you. I'm Zach Cavery.
I'm Jason Ford.
Bring that beat back. Stop that beat.
Let's put a little bit of that on that beat. Beat. Just a little bit. Zach, your gloves are glowing. What? There's something wrong with your gloves.
Okay, they're fine now. Just for warmth again. Okay, so those are there.
Whoa.
If we need to bring that beat back or for any other reason, those are there.
Whoa.
It is Metaphiles. Podcast talks to you. We talk about the we, the world, the why of a topic.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of circle back to it in a second, but those were donated to me at a music festival-ish that we both just attended. And because we're there and we're kind of tired, this week's episode is about music festivals. A little on the nose. We're kind of just leaning into the skid on this one.
There's nothing wrong with skidding or noses.
Definitely.
Or music festivals or nothing.
Nothing wrong with any of that. Nothing wrong with any of that. All combined. If somebody skids on their nose at a music festival and that's what they wanted to do,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing. But first, a couple things to just get out of the way. Number one is, having been given her permission to do so, I am going to read an email from my mother. And this is a bit of a follow-up to our Boomers episode.
Okay.
And so this is what she said amongst praising us. This is what she said in reaction to the Boomers episode. She said, FYI, you guys actually, in my opinion, didn't really articulate why folks hate boomers. It's not just old people becoming old farts. It's the whole thing South Park said best, the episode where Kyle's family considers moving to San Francisco. It's that the ones we hate love the smell of their own farts, think that they invented sex and protest, think the music of their times is the only music worth listening to, etc. Even I hate that shit, and I'm a boomer. So that's just wanted to get a follow-up straight from a boomer's mouth.
Very, very good points.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Particularly
very true. That's
that they feel like they invented sex and protest. That is a huge thing that we did miss.
Yes.
Now, the other thing that
Creedence, that's a real band.
Which one?
Creedence.
Oh yeah. Nobody ever was as real as those guys who were from California and sung like they were from Louisiana. Nobody was ever as real as that. Now, before we get into the heart of the topic and start the timer and all that, one other bit of business, and this is a legitimate announcement. There is no bit to be found here, so I'm going to read a statement. Dear Metaphiles viewer, Metaphiles podcast is now also available in crisp-ish audio-only format. As of today, the day you are watching this, original release date of this video episode number 63, today, episode 1, Nobody Says We Have to Talk Names, is released and can be accessed via the following podcast platforms audio: Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, CastBox, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Pocket Casts, and Radio Public. If you are watching this right now and are a user of any or all of these platforms, please go and subscribe to our show on them, leave a rating and review of us, and download or stream that episode, even if you do it on mute, so we can have us a big old impressive launch. Thank you, the Metaphiles team. Okay? That's all the information I think there is to give. If you use any of that shit, Spotify, Apple, yada yada, just give us a subscribe. Mm-hmm. You don't have to change anything that you're doing. And shows are still coming out on YouTube. Nothing changes. We're just finally putting it out audio version. We're starting at the beginning. Yeah. We're going to put out 2 a week until we're caught up. Something that we've been meaning to do since the very beginning. Didn't do until now. 63 was the moment to do it.
We waited until just the right moment. Yeah.
So nothing's different about this show. Still going to keep coming out on YouTube every single week.
Exactly.
Nothing will ever change that unless money gets involved. But then we'll do a separate announcement on every episode.
Yeah.
So there you go. And if you're a person who has been listening audio version only this whole time and you just heard this one, you're all caught up too.
Uh-huh.
So
hell yeah.
That's it. There you go. Welcome, everyone, to audio era of Metaphiles.
Whoa.
From before.
Yeah, and you can listen with headphones.
Uh-huh. Speakers.
And you can get surround sound and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay, let's do some of that.
Not that they couldn't do this before.
Wow.
Our prop is named Scott. Last name Ifai. It's a Greek name, Ifai. Scottify.
Scottify.
Hell yeah.
Okay, here we go. I wonder if Scottify has his very own Scottify playlist, and if he does, I wonder what kind of music's on it, and I wonder if any of the music that's on it is bands that would play at a music festival.
Oh.
Here we
go. Well, so obviously music festivals and us, we just attended one.
Yes, and okay, here's why I said we attended one. Kinda. It was at my house.
Yeah.
But it was 2 full days and nights of music.
Lots of bands. Mm-hmm.
There was both indoor and outdoor stage.
Mm-hmm. Multiple stages.
It was packed with people of all ilks.
Mm-hmm. Pick an ilk. They're all there. Just pick a ilk at random.
Pick an ilk. Go through your ilk catalog. Just flip and then stop. Mm-hmm. That one was there.
Was it the ilk that likes pickles? Did you pick a pickle ilk?
If you picked a pickle ilk, did you like the ilk you picked?
Does your pickle ilk like their pickle with milk? Is it a pickle milk ilk? Did you pick a pickle milk ilk? Okay, I'm done.
Nothing I love more than
Lays, Leia, Playas,
having a big, juicy, crunchy pickle with a big old glass of milk to wash it down.
It's like vinegar and baking soda.
Yeah. And those are the things that when you mix them together, something great happens.
Yeah.
And that's what happens in my tummy of how good it is.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So that counts, right? Like, just because we didn't go to Bonnaroo.
Just because we didn't go to Bonnaroo.
Oh, sorry that my festival, that I wasn't in a tent. I got to go upstairs to my room after.
Yeah, no, there's it's a bona fide festival full of a variety of ilks.
Yeah.
And for my money, and I mean that pretty literally because it was a completely free festival. Way fucking better than Bonnaroo.
Yeah. So, okay. That leads us to, well, it is, and we're going to just kind of flip back and forth probably the whole episode on this one, honestly. Again, we're kind of tired. That is festivals in us, because this was the 9th year in a row that we've done this. You've been at every single one, if I'm not mistaken. No, you missed the first one, because we didn't know each other yet.
Yeah, sadly missed the first one. Yeah.
And I know if you could build a time machine, that'd be the one thing you'd change.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But everyone since then, it is our Bonnaroo. But other ones, such as Bonnaroo, etc.
Yeah.
Have you been to any? Follow-up question. Would you want to go to any?
Yeah. Okay. So, huge outdoor festivals, especially. No.
Do not want to go.
Do not want to go. Give me a band that I know and love and know that I want to see live. At a good venue indoors with better sound than an outdoor venue.
Yeah.
And that I don't. And then once I've seen 3 or 4 hours of good music, providing their openers are also good. I'm good on the music thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I can retreat back into my lair.
Yeah. Give me 3 or 4 good hours, and then instead of laying on some mud, how about I lay on a couch?
How about a couch? Yeah.
And instead of listening to a bunch of people being like, "Oh man, can you believe tomorrow's gonna be even better?" How about I listen to?
It's like we're at Bonnaroo right
my
now.
TV.
Yeah, and instead of being hungover in a hot tent.
Mm-hmm. How about hungover in bed?
Yeah.
Is that what you were gonna say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of eating a $30 boiled hot dog with a stale bun and a Monster energy drink while I'm hungover.
Mm-hmm. How about eat that, but substitute the Monster energy drink for some water out of the tap? Still the $30 hot dog, though. Because that's a good dog.
I was going to say foie gras.
Oh, yeah. I forgot your hangover food is foie gras.
How do you say it, Mr. French-speaking man?
You said it, right?
No, I certainly didn't. Foie gras.
Foie gras. That's how you say it.
Anyways.
Je mange un foie gras.
Mm-hmm. Great for hangovers.
Yeah, definitely. Foie gras, a pickle, a glass of milk.
Mm-hmm.
That is the secret.
They'll be bouncing off the walls.
Go back to episode 51 when we talked about hangovers. Edit that in retroactively. Yeah. That is the one true cure.
Yeah. That'll get you ready for Bonnaroo Day 2.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I don't know, maybe if somebody put together a music festival with every single band, let's say, how many bands are at Bonnaroo, right? Let's just take it down to a reasonable number between 3 days of 40 bands. I don't know.
I was going to say 40 across the whole thing, but I was thinking 2 days. If it's 3 days, I think you're talking 60 bands, 20 a day. Realistically, I think that's probably about right.
Even if every single band that played was like my 60, I don't even have 60 favorite bands, but every
Name
single
as many
one,
bands as you like, and we see if we get to 60.
Creed.
Okay. You just want to say them 60 times?
I'm out.
They play 20 times a day. Creed plays 20 times a day, 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Foie gras, pickles,
Yep.
milk. Yeah. I'm going. But yeah, I mean, it's just the whole, I get that it's an excuse to have like an outdoor party.
Yes.
Where you you do marijuana and bang people that you're not married to and stuff like that. I can do all that at home without the exposure to the elements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we really are going to be outside of the format to some degree on this one. We're tired.
It's true.
Mouthhole fester takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And again, I get to sleep in my own bed in between the days.
Yeah.
You kind of touched on it. Like, there's the broader thing that I sort of wish I want, because I also would not want to go to Bonnaroo or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Where you go to wherever that is, Bonnaroo town,
mm-hmm.
and you're there for 3 days, and you and everybody that's there are building a little community mm-hmm. that's just in that area and just for that span of time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there's something from the outside that's very romantic and cool about that, and that I wish I wanted, but I don't want. Mostly because I think most of those people are probably fucking insufferable.
Yeah, it's not you can't make a very good community out of people who are fucking insufferable.
Mm-mm. If they were fucking, sufferable.
Ooh, mm-hmm.
And Creed's playing? Maybe sign me up.
But yeah, I agree.
It's like, okay, we'll take all the pieces of it separately.
All right.
Camping. Fine if I'm doing it with people I like. For like a night.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make a whole lifestyle out of it.
Yeah.
Bunch of people who are just really into EDM.
Right.
No thanks.
Yeah. And you don't do the drugs that... You don't enjoy the drugs that EDM people... it's their daily bread.
Look, I've taken some ecstasy.
You do like that.
I do. They didn't name it that by accident.
Right.
If any police are watching, I didn't know it was that when I took it.
If you... Okay. On ecstasy, what if you did ecstasy right now? Would you suddenly be like, let's go to Bonnaroo?
My favorite thing to do on ecstasy is to listen to music. And when you are on ecstasy, you will have a conversation with anybody and be able to genuinely engage. And
insufferable as they may be, sans ecstasy
yeah.
in a normal setting.
Yeah. Ecstasy levels the playing field and makes everybody sufferable to each other and probably insufferable to everybody who's not on it.
Hey, take this drug, it makes everybody so sufferable. You're going to fucking love it.
That's the new metric for the police is Chief, this guy over here is fucking insufferable. Book him.
Or they don't have a drug-sniffing dog. They just have an insufferable person start talking to you and all right, start talking.
Yeah. Hey, man, did you hear the early pharmacists' records? I mean, they were really something. Yeah, they really were. Get on the ground.
He's loaded. He's got more ecstasy pumping through him than, I don't know. Big complicated joke. DMV in there somewhere. Big laugh. Big laugh. So.
And then, okay, final element, but live bands.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing live music. I don't think I like it the way other people like it. Like, when you said 3 hours worth and hopefully the openers are good,
Yeah.
they're not. And
Okay.
by the time you get to who you're there to see, it's like, all right, great. I made it through all this bullshit. I wasn't allowed to smoke a cigarette for the past 2 hours.
I've been standing this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they play, and it's like, this is really fun. This is fun. Then it's done.
Yeah.
Go back home.
Sure.
It's fun. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, there's records. There's
Would you say it's at the limit of a good time, of an enjoyable time? The thing that makes it an enjoyable experience. There's just enough of it to make it to tip the scales, to be like costs to make sense on a cost in return.
Well, if we're talking actual cost financially, that's another big
We're
thing that goes against live music. Is
Sure.
way too fucking expensive.
That goes into the cost that we're talking about. What you're talking about, not being able to smoke cigarettes, if you're so inclined. It's that lifestyle. If you're, all that stuff. Standing the whole time, the bands suck. Those are all costs.
Yeah. I don't like being told I can't smoke a cigarette. Even if, one day when I quit smoking, I still am not going to like that.
Word. You get used to it.
Yeah. Get used to people fucking telling you what you can and can't do in this life. Music festivals. Is it the least fun thing what was the question? How did you phrase it?
The cost effectiveness, the cost versus return. It's just tipped enough in the direction of the returns. Would you say? If it was just like one more factor that you didn't like about it, like everybody was farting the whole time, then it'd be like, that's it. No, it's not worth it to go to the show. Too many farts.
One of the reasons that I haven't quit smoking yet is it has dulled my sense of smell, so I can't smell all the farts. Because concerts are smelly. I know from people told me that they are.
Oh. You know what? You should be a live music accountant.
Okay. Sure. I don't know that I can say it exactly how you said it, but I can say, while I truly enjoy live music, I got a concert coming up at the end of this month that I'm really, really psyched about. There is a certain part of my brain that is always aware during it that I am like choosing to have fun. It isn't organic enjoyment. Which is a very neurotic take, I'm aware.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's
expound on that a little bit more. Choosing to have fun, that part.
Like, I'm at a concert, I am having fun. I'm watching this band that I like, and they're playing, and hopefully they're, like, doing it, they're jamming out a little bit. It's like, okay, I wouldn't get this otherwise. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I could, though, just listen to their album. And that's also great.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have spent all this money and watched those two other shitty bands and, like, had to plan and get there and...
Yeah.
It's inorganic fun.
You're right.
It's fun, but it's inorganic.
I see what you're saying, and it is true, and like it really has to be an amazing artist to be worth it. Recently went to an LCD Sound System live show. It was like probably the best live show I've seen, and that was like pretty organic fun to me, just because it truly took me out of my neuroses and just full bore of enjoyment and mental takeover of my fucking world, and it was like, but that's like pretty rare experience.
I feel like I should say I'm overstating all of this in order to have a take.
I feel you.
I do like concerts.
Anything for a take, You
got it.
Gotta have a take, and it has to be high.
I'll shit on live music if it's what's needed for the show.
Who needs takes? I got it. Just whatever. Just say it.
So, okay, I have been to 2 what would be called festivals outside of the one that we do.
Mm-hmm.
One lasted for 1 day. One lasted for 2 days, but in between the days, we were close enough to my buddy's apartment that we went back there. And they were both on cement. They weren't like in a big field,
Right.
which is what I consider to be like a true.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're right.
The first one was called Rock the Bells. This was in like 2005. Me and my brother and our other, basically brother, all got tickets to it because it was one of the first times that Rage Against the Machine was playing live again after having been broken up since I'd been a fan of them and many years before that.
Mm-hmm.
It was an all-day thing. It was all hip-hop based. The Roots played. Wu-Tang was there. Cypress Hill.
Cool.
Rage.
Foie Gras was on sale.
Foie Gras, pickles, milk. And it was in New York City on some island.
Oh.
And we were 3 little fucking yokels.
Uh-huh.
I'd been to New York City before once, but
Still a yokel.
with my parents.
Yeah.
And I was still a yokel.
They're fucking yokels too.
No. my mom's going to email about that.
Another email. No.
Oh, also, I did want to say before that was an email from one of the Mama files.
Mama files.
I forgot to say that in the moment, but and it was a big adventure that we went to New York City, just the 3 of us. We drove there. It was a little road trip action. We were there with
Fun. Adventure.
Yeah, we ate pot brownies before, and we're out there and we're just surrounded by all these people and all this music and all that. It was really exciting. It was organic fun, but also it was built fun. It was an adventure, which any concert is to some degree as well.
Yeah.
To completely reverse what I said before. It was too fucking hot. It was too fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun the whole time.
Word.
Almost. There was one dip.
What was the dip?
So, the other guy who I've known since I was born, he's my other brother. His name's Morgan. And I'm sorry, Morgan. You know what I'm about to say. There was main stage and B stage at this festival. And on the B stage, at one point, was an albino rapper named Brother Ali, who Morgan liked one song by, and was like, "We gotta see Brother Ali. We gotta." I thought this song sucked, but not because the guy was albino, by the way.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
So we leave main stage area, and you got to go through these like fucking. Are pillocks what cattle gets put through? Pillocks.
Sure. Wait. Well, let's see. Cattle getting put through a pillock.
Yes.
Whether it is a pillock or not,
whatever it's
cattle will
called.
be put through what a pillock is.
And this is what we were going through.
Whoa.
In order to get away from the main stage to get to see Brother Ali. We get there, see one song, I think, by Brother Ali. I don't even think it was the one that Morgan liked.
Huh.
Then we turn around to try and get back to main stage because a band that I will say at the time none of us were as familiar with as we all 3 of us are now, and I am now a huge, huge fan of, Public Enemy, was playing on the main stage. But there was no chance of us getting back through the pillocks in time to see them.
Too many cows.
So we just had to watch it from the distance, barely able to hear any of it, as they had like women with AK-47s on stage and just like all crazy shit that Public Enemy does.
Yeah.
They're awesome, and missed that to see Brother Ali. And that's a huge check mark against a music festival. Is if we had just been going to see a thing that where only it was one stage, that never would have happened.
Too many stages, albinos.
No. Albinos are an ilk. A milky ilk.
Pretty niche, milky ilk. I wonder if that milky ilk likes pickles.
Do albino people eat pickles? Write us in the comments.
Sound off, kings and queens.
Yeah.
So before I go to my segment, I do want to say, before we end this first segment,
Yeah.
And
not the end of this discussion. Just
I did go. Absolutely not. I did go to the one big festival that I did go to. I think it was in 2009, back when I was still a good Christian boy. It was called Cornerstone Festival. It's a big CCM, Contemporary Christian Music Festival. And we went from Florida to Illinois in a small car, 5 of us, just in a car, and we drove the whole way. One person in the car had broken up with his girlfriend, and she still came in the car.
Oh.
And they were actually pretty cool. Honestly, okay. It was surprisingly, they were both like cool people.
Lucky.
Cool people, really. And so yeah, it was a whole Christian thing, and so there was like Christian metal bands and stuff like that. And I did stay outside in a tent for 3 days.
Okay, you really did the thing.
Yeah, and it was an adventure, and I think I was young enough and with the right people, and we weren't all strung out constantly on alcohol to make it actually enjoyable. Yeah, and it was set up pretty well. There was a fuck ton of stages. There was just like a lot of stages.
Too many.
Maybe not. Because there's like just a bunch of small stages for a bunch of small bands that you could go see. Because there's so many different CCM Christian bands during that time. It was like during the huge boom where like that was a whole fucking thing.
It was the CCM boom.
The CCM boom during the 2000s. Yeah. But it was, again, no alcohol, no drugs.
Right, just
so
prayer.
It's kind of a strange festival, yeah.
Just dropping prayer beads.
Mm-hmm.
Drop your bead.
Yeah. And that was, it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we really, we've both gone all the way around it.
Sure.
Once.
Yes.
We might go all the way around it a couple more times as we proceed.
I'm sure we will. Yeah.
But first.
Welcome to Olde Plugs. This is part of the podcast where I pitch a podcast that might be better than this podcast that you're watching right now. Potentially. Welcome to Future DinoCast.
Oh, shit.
The podcast that reports to you about the invasion of the aliens, which are actually fucking dinosaurs from the past.
Wow.
They were aliens the whole time.
The bones we all found were not from the past. They were planted from the future to trick us. These dinosaurs are smarter than we gave them credit for.
They're not dinosaurs. They're aliens. Isn't that crazy? No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's mind-bending.
I mean, I've been calling them dinosaurs, but that's not what they are. So got to change the language. Got to adapt and update the language.
Well, I mean, honestly, like...
These aliens' bones.
Yeah. Right. Well, they landed at the White House. We all know how this started. They landed at the White House because we were like, aliens are finally here. Wow, they're going to save us from drinking out of plastic straws, destroying the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And so we were like, land at the White House. And they come out of the flying saucer, and it's a fucking T-Rex.
Yeah.
Wow. With death rays.
And we were like, do you turn into a car? And that guy got eaten right away.
Yeah.
He, of course, the monument to him is being erected as we speak.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
Yep. The Michael Bay Monument in Washington, D.C. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And since then, the updates, as we have received them here at the Future Dino Desk,
Deep underground to avoid the roving lightsaber stegosauruses on hover skates.
Absolutely.
They're really fast. Yeah.
It seems that they have developed a taste for Hollywood blockbuster film directors.
Yeah.
So, of course, Christopher Nolan is in hiding.
Yeah.
We hope for a peaceful resolution so that we can get a Barbenheimer Part 2.
Yeah.
Uncertain. Greta Gerwig, of course, is safe at this time. Yeah, no word yet on the well-being of McG.
McG?
Yeah, he's a director.
McG?
Yeah.
Who's McG?
Well, maybe nobody.
Did the future dinos get him?
We don't know. We don't know. So, I mean, that's the entertainment news. Is Hollywood is shut down.
Well,
due to
we'll do traffic.
Due to a Velociraptors are on strike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, Jay. Help me out.
Well, there's a traffic jam on 44 West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old Stegosaurus just laying there.
Stegosaurus alien. Yeah. So how are we going to defeat these dinosaurs from the future with future technology?
Well, we know that they hate plastic straws.
Right.
Could we...
yeah.
Well, I was going to say, can we get James Cameron to help, but...
Didn't we, in a prior episode...
Uncover the truth?
Well, didn't we come up with some kind of way... Oh, no, I'm thinking of how we killed Godzilla.
Yeah, we figured out how to kill Godzilla with milk, actually.
Yeah.
But
so
I don't know that would work.
No? Okay.
Because I don't feel like... Oh, maybe that was about straws. It probably was.
Okay, no, I got it.
I wish we hadn't killed Godzilla, because he could probably really help out right now.
I know, that was a big oversight.
Don't kill your Godzillas before they hatch.
If we had known that these dinosaurs were coming, we would have been like, don't kill Godzilla, he's going to be able to defeat the dinosaurs. But we were like, no, the dinosaurs are dead millions of fucking years ago. They're a problem way in the past.
Yeah, we'll never have to think about them again.
So...
What fools. What fools!
The only...
Hubris.
The only possible way, I think, at this point, for us to beat these fucking dinosaurs is to go back in time and talk to Steven Spielberg before he makes Jurassic Park, the 1993 blockbuster movie.
Mm-hmm. Famously about how dinosaurs were dead from the past.
Yeah, he's a big part of the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like a propaganda film.
And he didn't know. Yeah, he didn't know. It was just ignorance, of course, as we all were back then. But travel back to the past as like a camera guy, or like Sam Neill. He's still alive. The dinosaurs hasn't gotten him yet. So we could send Sam Neill back.
Oh.
And be like, hey, I'm Sam Neill.
Hey, it's me, mate.
Nobody, is he Australian?
I'm from New Zealand, but nobody knew it back then.
Oh. So at least you know, Stephen.
He was one of the secret New Zealand invaders that was there to get us used to them, so that they could take our Lord of the Rings.
Oh, motherfucker! Okay, scratch.
But we don't have time for that right now. We have a bigger fish to fry.
Laura Dern. Let's use her.
Oh hell yeah! Let's
say, Stephen, remake this movie with evidence.
Yeah.
Of what we know now.
Yeah. Instead of setting it in the present day, where we bring them back from the past. Set it in the future, make it a science fiction film, and it's fictional. Don't worry, Steven. It's fictional. Now, what if the dinosaurs were from space?
Yeah.
The future. And also, in the movie, make them the good guys and make them seem really cool. and make them decide to go to Jupiter in the end because Earth is boring and not cool enough.
Oh, whoa.
Then
some real subterfuge here.
Yes, then they see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steven Spielberg would still be alive today.
Yeah. It's a shame
instead of having gotten black ink shot right down his throat until he choked on it.
Yeah.
From one of those little guys.
Mm-hmm.
One of those little guys that killed Newman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, until next week, we hope all of you make it and aren't eaten or shot through the middle bits by a laser from a bronchosaurus or some shit like that. And
may your middle bits stay central.
Yeah.
And your families stay unchomped.
Yeah, unchomped. Until next time, peace out.
And also Casper mattress.
Oh, our sponsors, Casper Mattress. If you're having trouble sleeping because of dinosaur apocalypse.
Promo code God help us, please. Who will help us? 7.
Slash, yeah. Behind the. All right. So yeah, that's fictional Leia Playa's idea in a fictional universe.
I like it. You gotta say the thing you say.
Think about it.
And we'll be right back. Day two of Metaphiles episode 63 starts tomorrow at sunup.
I'm gonna be so hungover, but we can do this.
We can do it. I mean, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Metaphiles episode is.
Exactly.
So, okay. Drink some water, eat some orange slices, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. It's the part of the show where we say welcome back. And sometimes we do it in a voice or in a funny way.
Sometimes.
Not always, though.
Not always. We don't have to do that. You don't own us.
Mm-mm. So it is now Music Fest and the World.
You're damn right.
And I did the research, and I have it here. I don't really love any of it, but I don't know. Might be overthinking it. We're going to do it.
I didn't research. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and I bet you didn't either. You at home.
Yeah, maybe sometimes that's you know what? That's a good idea. Maybe sometimes the viewers should do their own fucking research.
Yeah.
You know, and figure out a few things on their own for once.
Do your own research.
Yeah.
A phrase that we all love hearing these days. So here we go. In ancient Greece, Jay.
We had a thing. Anyways, go ahead. Never mind.
Well, was the thing that you were going to say that we had an episode about the Olympics?
No, it was like we had an equivalent from something of like the ancient civilizations and how everything seems to go through them. I think it was maybe sitcoms.
No, it's everything. It's the Egyptian Chinese pipeline.
Right.
It's the bedrock of all invention. And then France and Greece seem to be like some grease traps.
Yeah.
That kind of filter things down to their most sort of aesthetic.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, it was that, but with also further along, like, it was some kind of thing where it was like the fucking thing, you know?
Okay. Some kind of thing where it was like the fucking thing. Leads me back to this thing, which was like a thing. Huh?
Maybe the viewers should just
Yeah.
go back and see for themselves from an older
Why don't you
episode
just
we were talking about.
go
before
back
for
and watch
one
through until you
time.
get to the part where the thing was like the thing.
Can you do that?
Jay, we a mere 2 episodes ago did a whole episode about the Olympics, the Olympic Games in Greece.
With our esteemed guest, Luke Fedorko.
Absolutely. Turns out there were 3 other versions of the Olympics, and this did not come up on the Olympics episode. It was not even
Get the fuck out.
anywhere near it. There were the Olympic Games, all 4 in Greece. There were the Olympics, the Nemean Games, the Isthmian Games, and the Pythian Games. All 4 were going on. Olympics are the only ones that cut on for some reason. They were the Bonnaroo.
Mm-hmm.
The Pythian Games, which I guess was probably like Woodstock, in that they tried it a few times, and most of the times they tried it, it didn't go good.
Most of the times.
I think I mentioned it on the new metal episode, but there's a fascinating documentary on, I think, HBO Max or whatever the fuck it's called now, about Woodstock 99 and what a fucking horror show it was. Very intense watch, but very fascinating. Anyway, the Pythian Games were honored Apollo at his sanctuary in Delphi, Greece. And in 586 Big Cheese era, they featured a contest of singing hymns to Apollo, accompanied by an instrument called a kathara, which was like a lyre, and an instrument called an aulos, which was like a double reed wind instrument. And people say this was kind of like the first music festival, because you had all these different people doing this music.
Delphi Wood.
Yes.
Delphi stock.
Man, remember when it was about Apollo still? It was about selling things. Then in the Middle Ages, festivals which featured music competitions were popular all of the time. In the 18th century in England, music festivals really took off. And Wikipedia said this, but it felt like a very English way to put it. So I don't know if an English person wrote all this, but it seems like they probably did. It said that music festivals took off as an extension of urban concert life into a form of seasonal cultural festivity structured around a schedule of music performances or concerts. Sounds like a music festival, right?
Yeah, that's the sound of a British person biting into a crumpet. Oh. Good clean one.
The longest running modern music festival is called the San Remo Music Festival, aka the Italian Song Festival. It began in 1948 as a way to revitalize the economy in Italy post-World War II. Then they did it again in 49, took a year off in 1950 because they couldn't afford it. But since 1951 to now, they hold this every single year. However, it is totally... Huh? What?
None.
No, please.
I was just saying I think that's like when the Marshall Plan kicked in.
The Marshall Plan.
It was when America just paid for all of Europe to rebuild itself, basically. So.
Damn, that's where a Marshall is going to be.
Kind of a non sequitur on my part.
Hey, this whole thing's going to be a non sequitur. These facts are not great.
You ever feel like a non sequitur? Anyways. Starting in 51.
From 51 to the present, it has been going on. However, it is like completely dedicated to Italian music and basically towards like musicians competing, which goes back to the age-old thing. Mm-hmm. The longest running music festival that is dedicated to pop music and music across various genres, pop meaning popular, not pop how we say it now, is Landgraf, Netherlands. That's been going since 1970. They missed a couple years from COVID, but from 1970 on, they have been having everybody out there to the Netherlands playing music, doing what we consider to be a music festival. Mm-hmm. So the 70s is when it like really kicks. Grateful Dead and all that shit.
Yeah, it seems, yeah. across the pond as well, and in America in the 70s.
It did add up to me that the English kind of had they get the credit on this one, I'm gonna say. I give it to them over Greece, really.
Okay.
Greece was like, let's have 8 different people sing a song about Apollo, but like they were gonna do that anyway. England was like, let's have everyone gather together in the square and listen to all the music. And England, for all of their being English,
for all the shit we give them here on this podcast,
big culture of music to this day.
Sure.
Most of your great English bands are from there.
That's true.
The largest music festival in the world is It's
the largest one. You can't even say it.
Donensel.
Let's have that word on the fact too.
Let's have it. That fest.
There we go.
And that takes place in Vienna, Austria. It's free.
It's free.
Which is good on them. In 2015, 3.3 million people were at this festival. Jesus.
Whoa.
Real quick here, some of the strangest music festivals that I was able to discover. There's one called Obanjan, and okay, for these three, there's 3 of them. Let's determine, are these music festivals or not? Just to give a little stakes to this. One is called Obanjan. It takes place on Obanjan Island in Croatia. It is a 6-week-long event that doubles as a wellness retreat. It takes place on a tiny uninhabited island, and guests sleep in lodges and can attend yoga classes, dabble in astronomy, take marine biology workshops, and listen to music performances. That's not really a music festival, right? That's like a yuppie summer.
Yeah. That's a yuppie aquarium.
Yuppie aquarium.
Not a music festival.
So, not a music festival. Underwater Music Festival. This one takes place in Big Pine Key, Florida. You ever heard of that before? Florida?
Big Pine Key. I don't think so.
Okay, well, here's what it is. Hundreds of divers and snorkelers dive into a coral barrier to play quote-unquote instruments, fluke-a-lalies, and trombone fish, made by a local artist to the tune of songs that are transmitted through waterproof speakers. So they pretend they're playing a trombone fish. And the point of this is to promote reef conservation. Not a music festival.
Not a music festival. That's bored divers. That's it.
Yeah. Good cause. I like reefs.
Sure.
They're great. Here's the third one. This one takes place in Hudson, New York, and it would only take place in New York, I think. The festival is called 24-Hour Drone. And as advertised, for 24 hours, 300 people go into an industrial abandoned factory and sit or lay down on cushions on the ground, and for 24 hours drone and ambient music plays, and you're not supposed to move or talk or do anything. You're supposed to listen to for 24 hours.
No, drum music isn't even fucking music. How can you have a music fest without music? Nah, but definitely not.
What if it's that same thing, but once at hour 12?
The Monkees play?
The Monkees, the band,
No,
the
what are you
Monkees
gonna
play
say?
one song. Just one drum beat hits. Once.
No.
Yeah, not a music festival. Would you attend that?
No.
Not a fucking chance.
No.
Yeah.
Jesus, no.
All right. We have left to get through here a few pieces of music festival etiquette according to music festival blogs.
Sure.
And the essential things that you should bring to a music festival,
Let's
according
hear
to same blogs.
Word.
Here's the etiquette. Share your water.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's always etiquette for anywhere.
Absolutely. And I will, brief aside, at that one that I went to in New York, Rage Against the Machine played last. They finished playing. Everybody in the audience gave them like absolutely every ounce of energy possible, because it was like the second time they'd ever played after everybody thought they'd never get to experience that. Incredible. It was over, and we all were just, as a throng of people, just like spent.
Yeah.
And I was just like leaning back against a fence or whatever, and this I was young, but he seemed younger than me, kid came past, and he was like, dude, do you have any water? I was like, no, man, I don't, but I'll tell you what, I'll give you $5 if you go buy a bottle of water and you bring half of it back to me. You fucking keep the change, like, which was $1 maybe. And I gave it to him just in the moment, being like, this will happen or it won't happen. Then as a few minutes passed, I was like, yeah, I'm never fucking seeing that guy again.
Right.
Dude came back. 2/3 of the water left.
Ooh. Well.
So, music festival etiquette is real. Share your water. Look out for each other. Nothing.
Sure.
Yeah. Be open-minded and open-hearted. This gets back to insufferability in a way.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta be a little open or closed-minded.
A little bit.
You want somebody to stop fucking talking to you about shit that you just aren't interested in. Like, it's just like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
Or that you watch Trey Anastasio play a solo for 15 minutes. My mind is closing.
Yeah.
It's closing pretty fast.
Yeah.
Be polite as you're moving through the crowd, of course. Respect the venue or grounds of the place. I doubt it, but should. Yeah, sure.
That certainly doesn't happen at this festival that we just went to. Certainly not.
Oh, of ours?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, we don't really.
Well, yeah.
The owners of the place don't particularly.
It's part of a part of it. Kind of a part of it.
Yeah. That's where we do want people to be open-minded of just like, yeah, throw your shit on the ground. It's cool. We'll clean it up eventually. Respect the staff and security of a festival. Again, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Don't block people's view. Standard at anything that you're at.
Sometimes you can't help it.
Sometimes, yeah. Now here's where we get into some... Well, here's one I don't really know if I agree with. Don't talk during a performance, one of them was. Which is like, yeah, don't like be going, this is so great, I'm having a great time, it's fucking awesome at this concert, this band I heard in the first verse. Don't do that. But again, don't do that in life.
Yeah.
But if you're like talking to your buddy and somebody has to like overhear you doing that, I don't know. Get over it. Like, go somewhere else.
No loud talking.
Yeah, don't be obnoxious.
Don't be fucking obnoxious.
Don't throw glow sticks, it says.
Ah, interesting.
I don't see the problem.
Yeah.
How's it that different than a beach ball going around?
Right.
I mean, don't throw them don't hurl them.
No hurling.
It should say don't hurl glow sticks.
Yeah.
Don't bring whistles.
Oh, interesting.
Or other things that just are like make noise. I'm on that one.
Absolutely.
I don't want to hear a whistle at any.
You gotta be. Yes. Yeah. I mean, if you bring a
and then do pack essentials, which we're gonna get to next, and then the last thing that was listed on this festival etiquette list: do bring good vibes.
Ooh.
Now, here's the essentials that you should bring. There's 10 of them, and I can't tell if they're listed in order of importance. The number one thing that you should bring, apparently, if we assume it is by importance, is a portable charger. And doesn't that just say it all?
Doesn't that just say it all?
I don't think they had those at Woodstock.
Yeah, right. That was back in 1969, man. Do you think we had chargers?
Not portable ones. Number 2, first aid kit. Less important than making sure your phone. Make sure you can get those instas. Number 3.
Insta hoots.
Number 3 is a folding chair.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know.
Could always just sit on the grass, but
Yeah. I mean, like, if you're up in the crowd,
yeah.
don't sit on the grass because you get trampled. But if you're up in the crowd, also don't fucking sit in a chair. So the only reason you need a chair is when you're not, like, actively watching something. And at that point, just sit on the ground.
Very true.
Number 4, tarp/shade.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be the absolute worst. You can't get away from the sunlight.
Yeah. That could kill you.
Yeah.
And your first aid kit and your portable charger are not going to save you from that. Number 5, you should have something on your tent that is customized that shows you that it's your tent. Which... That I would not have thought of something like that's a good idea. I think you'd be fine, though, without it. I mean, you know. Because, like, how many people are going to have your exact same tent? And if you happen to walk up to that, what are they going to, like, shoot you with a shotgun? Get off my property!
Yeah, true. And you're gonna have your shit in your tent. Even if you go inside, be like, oh, well, then again, I don't know.
Sorry, we have the same tent.
But you also gotta.
Then you fall in love.
Ooh. Because you're on ecstasy. And you have the same tent.
Yeah.
Wow.
You say, would you like to be sufferable with me for the rest of our lives? I have my own portable charger
special.
that I can bring to the relationship. Number 6, something called a jammy pack. This is a little fanny pack looking thing, but what's in it is like a Bluetooth speaker. I hate that.
Why do you want more music?
Right.
At a fucking music festival.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. The person that wears that, it would take a lot of ecstasy.
Hey man, can you turn that off?
Number 7, earplugs.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I don't bring them personally.
I've never worn earplugs at a show, but I understand that is stupid. Number 8, blankets. Same as the chair, basically. Number 9, toiletries. Very far down the list.
Yeah.
But sure, you know. Number 10, fruit or snacks. I wouldn't have even known that you were allowed to bring that into most of these, but...
yeah.
Sure. And then, secret number 11. Good vibes.
Oh,
Okay.
good vibes.
So there you go.
I'm going to put the term good vibes on this pad over here.
Okay.
Good vibes. Perfect.
And, should we get a beat real quick and then go to break? We've not had any music on the music festivals episode.
So be ready with their glow sticks and their fucking... Good vibes. Good vibes. Hell yeah. Ooh, whoa, dude. They're like dreadlocks, man. They're like fucking dreadlocks, man. All this music festival is so fucking cool. Oh, my name's Scott. Scott am I? Oh, fuck, man. Oh.
Alright. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Welcome
back. Welcome
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome
back. Oh, do you want to hit this, man? Oh, I saw this band back in Woodstock 99, man. It's called Soundgarden, dude. Oh, you should have seen it, man.
Can you do a bong rip sound?
Whew,
That's a tough one, I know.
Let's see what I can do. Let me think about it.
It's like that takes like the same thing as like rolling your R's, which I've never been good at.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That was challenging.
I was nervous to even ask because I don't want to dethrone you on mic, but I need never have worried. So yeah, here we in the third segment we're going to talk about why music festivals and decide its fate and learn a lesson and all of these things that we do. So why the music festival? You want to see a bunch of bands with your friends. You want it to be a whole experience where you live outside of normal reality for a little while.
Yeah.
I had another one. Forgot it. Kind of mesmerized by the Spotify lights right now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool shit right there.
Pretty friggin' trippy. Do you think this is as distracting to the viewers as it is to us? Should we strike this set?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. You fucking, like, damn, man. MTV and all that shit. They're why music festivals.
Yeah.
Was it that same sentiment back in, like, England where it, started way back in, like, the 19th century?
Mm-hmm.
Was it the same type of thing there?
Yeah.
Was it an adventure escape type thing? Was it more of like a bougie fucking?
Yeah. They went out to Leeds.
Mm-hmm.
And the birds stripped down to their petticoats and listened to a fucking awesome violin trio.
Yeah.
Who were just ripping it up on some Johann.
We did opium.
And we smoked opium for 3 days. And ate foie gras. Yeah, it's a good question.
Because people from all over the place come to one single location, the same spot, with like generally the same interests of liking, at the very least, liking good music enough to come in and like see it live and shit like that. And
I will say, as we of course compile the evidence throughout the whole episode for its eventual fate,
it's been compiled.
I do think that the festival we have here at my home is a microcosm of what any festival is like. And much as it's easy to make fun of and fun to make fun of, the vibes were real fucking good this whole weekend. And it was all people who were there to just have fun.
Yeah.
And let loose and hear some cool tunes and shoot the shit with their friends and people that are not their friends yet.
Yeah.
And that's a nice thing. And I bet it's that at Bonnaroo, just with, people who can afford that sort of thing. And
Is it maybe you might call it hyper social?
Yeah. Yeah,
Social bomb.
Yeah, and I we're sitting here being curmudgeonly because it's fun.
I was gonna say earlier, I was like, I think when we were complaining about what we don't like about festivals, we were like, kind of boomer.
We're being fair and balanced. Again, we also are a little tired. But when I'm at the fester, I love talking to all these people. I love talking to people I don't know and being like, what are you all doing? And I wasn't even on any ecstasy. And still I was suffering them all. And happy to do it. And would have done it for a third day. And so if I was to ever go to Bonnaroo or some such, let's say we got a bunch of our people that we like together, and we all were like, we're all gonna do this, we're all gonna do it, and we really did do it, and we really did go to Bonnaroo. I think I'd have a very nice time. I think you commit to it being a social bomb. Like, I'm gonna drop onto the planet Bonnaroo, and be open-minded and open-hearted, not bring any whistles,
not a fanny jam,
not that. I mean, maybe at the tent, keep it at a respectable volume. The tent, which would have a big freaking skull painted on the side of it.
Oh, fuck yeah. Just to keep people out so they don't take your foie gras.
That's right. Get the hell off my property. This is my family's foie gras. This foie gras is for my children. Get your own foie gras.
Hey, Wiz Khalifa's starting.
Oh, hell yeah. I love him. Which stage? Also, my gun was just full of bubbles. Wow.
Festival experience right here on Metaphiles Podcast.
We're turning the corner, perhaps.
We turn quite a few. We turn a few corners here and there on every episode for sure, dude. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And how much of what we say on any episode do we really mean?
All of it.
All of it. None of it. That. Not that. It's hard to say. And all this to say, let's just fucking jump to the shit. And then we can keep talking about music festivals, but I kind of want to let the guillotine fall here. And I'm going to say, removing even the festival that happens at my own house that I can completely control my own involvement with.
Excluding that.
Even outside of that.
That wouldn't be fair.
I put music festivals in Pinewood. And Pinewood Heaven is a big enough place that I could avoid most of those people most of the time. Yeah. But then every once in a while, if I wanted to go ahead and enter into the grounds, that's something I'd want to do.
If I look at it again, like you said, excluding yours. I don't know, that's hard because if I look at it realistically about going to any other music festival, if I look at that realistically, the prospects of that ever happening. Yeah, I'm going with Parade Purgatory.
Well, but okay, let me. I'm going to come to the defense of music festivals here.
But real quick, just to avoid replication of point making. Here, I was going to say that.
Oh.
If I were to, I could say if there was an optimal music festival where I was like, okay, you know what? I know it's going to be good. It's not like that's, I mean, I don't know. If that happened, and that might be your festival here, which I did enjoy, of course, for 2 days. But so it's not like it's unthinkable.
Mm-hmm.
But again, just from a realistic perspective of actually going to one, I would have to put it in. But what do you got? What's your defense?
Let's say that you and me and every guest that we've had on the show, Metaphiles, count them up.
All cool people.
Right.
Oh, that's 30.
Yep.
30 guests.
So count them all up. Think of every one of them individually in your mind. Now put them all in one car together, and you're in the car, and I'm in the car, and we travel out. Free ticket. Half the bands that are playing are Creed, or almost as good as Creed. I know that's hard. That's the hardest part to imagine. But then about half of them are things that you're like, yeah, I'll skip that one, and we'll hang by the tent and just like chill, listen to our jammy pack at a reasonable volume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's a free ticket.
Fogra.
And
Okay.
and there's Fogra. Doesn't that seem pretty cool?
Yeah.
I mean, I basically just described the Mouthful Fest.
Well, I think maybe the thing that's kind of standing out a bit much, that's kind of is staying outside and camping during the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so that kind of situation is like
One night of camping.
one night.
One night.
But I don't know how you would do that actually, not because like the second night, it's a music festival, so it's gonna go late on the second night.
Oh yeah,
later,
yeah. No, you're right. Okay, so yeah,
nights.
2 nights of camping. You drive home the third
Yeah.
day at a leisurely pace. You knock your tent down.
If I was able to just like control my partying and not have too much of a hangover, man, hangovers are like more of a thing now in my life.
Yeah. Well, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And again, just eat plenty of foie gras, drink plenty of glasses of milk before you go to bed. Yeah. Okay, but we're into in the weeds here, and weeds have no place at a music festival.
Weed does, but not weeds.
Not yeah. You're right. Yeah. yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go so far. I mean, also you gotta remember Pinewood is Pinewood. It's like for things that like actually deserve that.
Yeah. No,
it's not to be taken.
That's true, and I really would have expected that I would have been right with you and said that it's Parade Purgatory. I don't really have much interest in going to a festival other than my own. But when I think of what it is, and that it is like this little world that a bunch of people just transport themselves onto for a weekend, and they're all probably relatively cool, and the whole thing is probably chill and good vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to engage with it personally, because I do like watching TV on my couch a whole lot. But we did like a low stakes free version of it a few days ago. Whenever we did it, we're tired.
Which I loved.
Yeah.
Which I had so much fun at.
And I had a feeling of love and community with everyone that was there, including people that I didn't meet or even speak to.
Yeah, true.
So that idea of like a self-built, self-regulated community that is based on let's watch Queens of the Stone Age and Rihanna perform. I dig it. I think it deserves its spot in the annals of Pinewood.
So, maybe we're talking really about the spiritual music festival.
We're talking
versus the one that
vibes.
you can actually get tickets to and go to.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking the fucking commercialization of it and all that stuff, obviously huge thumbs down.
Alright.
But ignoring that, talking about the Dusseldorf or whatever, that free one.
Mm-hmm.
Ours was free, by the way.
Of course. You know, I'm gonna.
You're sticking with it.
I'm sticking with Parade because again, like, I can't take the optimal. I'm trying to come at this from like a. I understand what you're saying, like what I refer to it as, like the spirit of what it can be optimally.
Yeah.
But I think for me personally, experiencing it, aside from yours, which is just again optimal.
Yeah.
Especially in that I can
down version.
Yeah, and also especially in that I don't have to camp out.
Mm-hmm.
In that, beyond that, I can remove myself from it to recharge.
Yeah.
You know, I can't assume all that to put music festivals in Pinewood. So no,
Right.
we must diverge here.
We must and we may. There's no rule that says we have to agree.
That's true.
And I have done everything I could.
Mm-hmm. And you are wrong.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. I'm wrong.
Okay. You need a minute.
Okay. So did the Fate a really a good dissection there, I think.
Absolutely, yes. For sure.
What's the villain of the music festival? What's
The DMV.
the lesson of the episode? What's the twist? And then I think one other thing we're supposed to do.
The villain of the music festival.
The friggin' cops. Oh, it rains.
Rain.
Yeah, rain.
Villain.
That'll shut it. That'll fuck it up. It won't stop it, but that's not it. Because then it gets all muddy and you feel like you're at Woodstock and you're even having more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rain is like if Superman was like, oh no, kryptonite, but then he touched some kryptonite. He was like, actually, kind of cool.
Whoa.
Having a
fucking cool. Hell yeah.
Okay, so yeah, not that then. The year 1999? Is that the villain of music festivals? No, it's not. Lollapalooza was probably still cool. Hey.
Interesting.
Whistles.
Because whistles.
Think of every part of a music festival, and now there's a whistle. it's all ruined, every part of it.
How about cold?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Winter is the villain of music festival.
Could you have a music festival where everybody's wearing coats and stuff?
Well, you said that one fucking drone deal in New York was.
That doesn't count, though. That we determined that does not count as a music festival. And the list of weirdest music festivals that it was on the list was wrong.
Yeah,
I think whistles, man. Like,
Whistles?
think of the whole what we just attended.
Yeah.
Imagine a whistle happening that whole time.
Okay, like an actual a whistle, like
Yeah.
an implement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So whistles are the enemy of music festivals.
Totally.
The lesson of this episode is take ecstasy.
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
The lesson, take ecstasy. Either that or eat foie gras.
Yeah.
Foie gras.
Yeah. Don't go to bed without your foie gras.
Don't go to bed without your foie gras. Okay.
I like that lesson better. That's more heart health conscious than mine was.
Word.
Cool. And then we of course need a twist. And I do feel like there's one other thing we do at the end of the show that we're forgetting, but maybe not.
Well, as far as the twist, I think there is, you're right. But as far as the twist, I mean, I got one. Do you?
A twist?
Yeah.
No.
Twist.
I'm nervous.
Is that the humans fabricated the comet impact on Earth from a future before the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Sent their bones back in the past.
Yeah, beat them at their own game.
Exactly.
And guess who fabricated that?
What?
Cameron, Spielberg, Nolan. The first guy we said.
They all like filmed it?
Yeah, it's like
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. And of course, McG. He was in there too. They filmed it like how Kubrick filmed the fake ass moon landing, which was fake.
Okay, that's enough saying. And so oh boy. Yeah, and so the dinosaurs were like, we can transport our bones to before that meteor, that comet hit the Earth, and they'll be like, they'll be like, and then we could be like, oh, we died because of that fucking meteor that hit the Earth. Yeah. But that was the future humans that made the dinosaurs think that made them put their bones think that, because they didn't want the humans to know that they were coming back, and so the humans from the very extreme far future replicated the comet impact because they don't want the dinosaurs to know that they were coming back in response to their deception.
Yeah.
Okay?
And they put that bones make them think that in the first place.
That's right. And then the comet fucking hits.
Oh, yeah.
And kills, I guess, all life on Earth, so it kind of sucks anyways.
Yeah. But it's cool because we already saw Harry Styles, and he was like really who I was here to see. So not really that worried about the rest of it. So
Sim, I feel better than I thought I would have
about life on Earth being over.
Yeah, I think it was the foie gras.
Yeah,
that just
really
made me
takes the edge off.
Yeah,
foie gras makes life a little more sufferable.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And it would be cooler if it was 2 days instead of 3, but anyways.
Life. That third day.
It's a bit much.
Really pretty rough. It's a bit much. That's an old sample that was on the Beats Me once.
Long ago.
Okay, so we did everything we're supposed to do at the end of an episode except for the thing that we forgot that we're supposed to do.
Oh, we were going to add up meta points.
Oh, yeah. I think we both...
I think it's kind of a half-baked thing.
Got the most. Yeah, I never knew what to do with that one, honestly. Yeah, okay, so then we're done, right? We can't ask our laser expert what would it be like if lasers were at a music festival, because we already know that.
I will make a revision.
Okay.
Maybe the villain of a music festival, the villain is the clock. It's just
that it has to
watch
end sometime.
Because that's always the thing is like,
That's true. Yeah, day after Fester was over, I was pretty bummed because that clock got up.
But hey, that's just throwing that out.
Yeah,
I think that's an app.
Definitely, and the clock is the villain. This episode had a clock on it. And that clock is ticking down to 0, as clocks do. But you can fight the clock. And I would like everybody that's watching this episode right now, after you're done subscribing to us on Spotify and all that stuff, go ahead and set an alarm for exactly 1 week from right now, when hopefully, if we get our shit out on time, a new Metaphiles episode will begin. And we will be less tired, and it'll be so great. So go ahead and set your watch clock now.
And then wake up then.
And yeah, just go ahead and severance it until then. Just
kind of, yeah.
And I suppose that'll do it, huh? I guess, I reckon that there's just not much left to fish out of that old lake. And we might as well just go ahead and put all our rods and reels back up on
This
the
is part of the sign off that I
and it's the part of the sign off that I say.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hello there. It's almost the end of the show, but not quite. I'm Zach Caffrey,
I'm Jason Ford.
and you just watched the episode of Metaphiles that you watched, and now you're seeing this, and it's the part where we say, it's like us, subscribe to us, comment about it,
Get on our shit.
get on it, build a little community with us. You're all a part of it. It's a nice little world we have here.
It's just a big ball of liking and subscribing and comments.
And it's wonderful to do. And you like doing it. You do.
You do.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
And this week, why not make a comment about bye.
Bye-bye.
Metaphiles.